Okay, in the cytoplasm, the mRNA molecule attaches to a ribosome. Okay, this mRNA molecule which came from your nucleus is going to attach to a ribosome. We already know that there are ribosomes present in the cytoplasm. They'll attach to a ribosomes, and ribosomes are made up of ribosomal RNA. So you now need to remember that this is the other type of RNA, small r, then capital RNA. Okay, so you are going to do three types of RNAs: mRNA, tRNA, and rRNA. So ribosomes are made up of ribosomal RNA and protein, and they contain a small and a large subunit. So ribosomes basically are like this, that they have two subunits. Any one of them is a large subunit, and other one is a small subunit. So the mRNA is going to bind with the small subunit. Okay. So this is a very simple step. Okay, your mRNA comes out from the nucleus. It's going to bind with the ribosome, and it's going to centrally bind with the smaller subunit of your ribosomal RNA. Then 6 bases at a time are exposed to the large subunit. So 6 bases of mRNA, it will attach, your mRNA is going to attach somewhere over here in middle of it, and at that time 6 bases of mRNA, they're going to be exposed, and the first three exposed bases are codons. So codons are always the one which are present on mRNA, while anticodon are present on tRNA. Okay, remember this fact. And the first three exposed bases or codon are always AUG. This is very essential. You need to remember this. We often call this AUG as start codon. Okay. A tRNA molecule with the complementary anticodon, यानी AUG है, तो AUG का UAC is going to be a complementary anticodon. It's going to form hydrogen bond with this codon, and the tRNA molecule, this tRNA molecule has amino acid methionine attached to it. I know this is hard to understand, but you'll understand it with picture. Just don't worry about it. Then your second tRNA molecule, it bonds with the next three exposed bases. This one brings a different amino acid, and these two amino acids are held closely together. And when amino acids bind with one another, they form peptide bond. We have already established this from biological molecules. And then the third tRNA molecule brings a third amino acid, which joins to the second one, and the first tRNA leaves. I know it's hard to understand, but let's look at the picture. You know that this is your tRNA molecule. tRNAs are present freely in the cytoplasm. One of the site is for amino acid. Other ones have anticodon, yani three unpaired bases. Okay. So what exactly I said, the mRNA, when it comes out from the nucleus, it's going to bind with the ribosome. So this is ribosome. Okay. And ribosome has two components: a large subunit of ribosome, and this is going to be a small subunit of ribosome. So this is a three-dimensional uh, visual activity, but just understand from this picture, okay, your mRNA is going to attach with the smaller subunit of ribosome, and there at a time 6 bases are going to be exposed of mRNA. So 6 bases are exposed of mRNA at one time. So we know okay, three are going to bind with one another. Yani I said the triplet code is there now. So triplet code is always going to have 6 bases, but at the same time, mRNA ki 6 bases are going to be exposed to the large subunit. Now your tRNA, this tRNA, it's going to come here and it's going to bind with your mRNA. And you need to remember this fact that mRNA makes the first triplet code is always going to be AUG. AUG means a start codon, which means que start the synthesis of protein now. It's just coding for start the synthesis of protein now. Okay, so AUG is going to be a codon, and then your tRNA will come. And if this is AUG, then this needs to be UAC, right? These three unpaired bases are going to be UAC because this part of the codon is AUG. This is going to be UAC, and this is your tRNA. So tRNA is now going to fix with this part, and always remember that UAC will have this amino acid methionine because this is the first part, no? So it's essential for you to remember that your UAC is coding for methionine, and this is going to attach. Hey, another, agar for example, if this is GGG, all three G's are here, then your CCC tRNA is going to bind with it, and I'm not sure कि it's nearly impossible for you to remember कि which tRNA is coding before which of the amino acids is. It's hard to remember. So for example, CCC is the other anticodon is going to bind here, and obviously the tRNA must be coding for some amino acid. ठीक है. फिर जैसे ही अगला part of the mRNA comes in, यानी another three bases comes in, so your first base is going to leave. I'm not sure if I have the picture. Yeah, देखो इसी तरीके से your polypeptide chain it's going to come, it's going to attach, and then it's going to leave. ठीक है, because at a time only six bases are exposed. तो जैसे ही अगला वाला three bases are exposed, the first tRNA is going to leave like this, and your amino acids. Um, yeah. So your amino acids are going to form a peptide bond with each other. They're not going to be removed. They are going to stay there because this is now a polypeptide chain which is being constructed. And once your protein attaches to the other amino acid with the help of peptide bond, your tRNA is going to leave. First tRNA is going to leave. Say अब जैसे ही यानी अब this comes and attached, फिर अगला जब आएगा अगला three bases are going to be exposed, then this tRNA will also leave, but amino acids will combine with another through the peptide bond. ठीक है, and this is how your polypeptides are made with the help of mRNA, tRNA, and rRNA. And then last May, your stop codon comes. So I suggest you to remember your start codon, and I'll suggest you to remember stop codon, because stop codon is also one of the favorite questions of Cambridge, and they usually ask for a stop codon in 1 mark. So you need to write के आखिर में a stop codon will come, for example UAA, and it will prevent the further synthesis of a polypeptide chain. And start codon will initiate, while stop codon will terminate the polypeptide synthesis. ठीक है? I know it's hard to understand, पर हो जाएगा. Just don't worry. अच्छा. So let me know if you have any questions up till now. Minha, Usman, are you able to understand?
जी
मिस
मिस।
थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट है लेकिन समझ आ रहा है।
ठीक है. और उस्मान, आप कुछ कह रहे हैं?
नहीं मिस, मुझे आ गई है समझ।
चलिए अब थोड़ा सा पोस्ट ट्रांसक्रिप्शनल मॉडिफिकेशन करते हैं. So now you need to remember, Acha, this was not something which was part of my syllabus when I was doing A levels. This has been recently added. I think in the previous year it was added. So we'll not be able to find much questions for post-transcription modification. But one of the batches has given the exam of this one as well. So we'll extract few questions from there. Okay, so post-transcriptional modification is that your coding sequences are called exons. So the triplet code which is coding, which is in a coding manner and it has a proper amino acid, it is always going to be known as exons. So your coding sequences, the triplet codes, are also known as exons. And these are the sequences that will eventually be translated into the amino acids that will form the final polypeptide. So if a polypeptide chain is being made with the help of triplet code, then those coding sequences are known as exons. While the non-coding sequences that do not code for any of the amino acids, they are known as introns. Okay, this is a MCQ question. Okay, the coding ones are exons, the non-coding ones are introns, and introns do not code for any of the amino acids. When transcription of a gene occurs, both the exons and introns are transcribed. So initially, it's not clear to which of the following is exon, which of them is going to code, which of them is not going to code. So all of them are eventually that transcribed, and it means that RNA molecule formed also contains exons and introns. Yani when your mRNA is being made, it contains both exons and introns. And as the introns are not to be translated, they are removed from the RNA molecule. ठीक है, so they're removed from the RNA molecule because they are not the ones that will code for a particular amino acid. So the exons are then all fused together to form a continuous RNA molecule called mature mRNA that is ready to be translated. Ready to be translated means that it's ready to code for a it's ready to code for amino acids. Okay, so just the part you need to remember that when mRNA is made, it has both exons and introns, and eventually it's modified. You do not need to remember how it's modified, just remember, okay, eventually it's modified in a manner that introns are removed from the RNA molecule. And when we say that your mRNA has moved out from the nucleus, it is now known as mature mRNA. Mature mRNA has all exons, meaning that they are going to code for amino acids. ठीक है? Then mutations का question usually comes for 4 marks, and the only thing that you need to remember for mutations is a disorder, sickle cell anemia, but with obviously with a lot more detail. So a change in the nucleotide sequence of a gene which may then result in an altered polypeptide is called a mutation. So mutation की definition usually comes for 2 marks. Usually बच्चे इसको ऐसे याद रखते हैं that mutation is a spontaneous change among the nucleotide sequence. So you are now much aware of the fact that what exactly nucleotide sequence is. But a spontaneous change यानी एनी बेस के अगर उसका सी 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 कोड बन रहा था, अचानक से वो हो गया है CAT, कैट बन गया वो, तो उसका मतलब है कि दिस इज अ स्पॉन्टेनियस म्यूटेशन, यानी अचानक कोई म्यूटेशन हुई है। तो उस म्यूटेशन की वजह से अगर सी वॉज कोडिंग फॉर वेलिन, तो CAT मस्ट बी कोडिंग फॉर सम अदर अमाइनो एसिड, और जो अमाइनो एसिड आके लगना था उसकी जगह another amino acid has been attached. So this is known as mutation. It's a spontaneous change in the nucleotide sequence of a particular gene. And what happens due to it? An altered polypeptide is made because each triplet code codes for a particular amino acid. If any of the sequence is altered, if any of the sequence is changed, then an altered or a changed polypeptide you'll get. Okay? So most genes have several different variants called alleles, which originally arose by the process of mutation. One example of mutation is inherited blood disorder, sickle cell anemia. And now you need to remember for anemia, okay, which of the base is altered and which amino acid comes due to that altered sequence. Okay, so you need to remember all of this detail. Okay, the gene which codes for the amino acid sequence in the beta polypeptide is not the same in everyone. In most people, the beta polypeptide begins with the amino acid sequence valine. You do not need to remember this. Just remember, this is an excessive information. You will not be tested on this. Remember the fact that a normal allele for a hemoglobin is HbA. Okay, this is a normal allele of your hemoglobin, HbA. Remember this fact. Okay, hemoglobin A is a normal allele of a hemoglobin. But in mutation case of sickle cell anemia, HbA becomes HbS. So HbS is now the sickle cell allele of the gene. So HbA is the normal one, but अगर वहाँ पे HbS हो रहा है, तो HbS is the sickle cell allele. And what happens in HbS? That the base sequence of CTT, it's replaced by CAT. So CTT, and cytosine thymine is replaced by cytosine adenine thymine. And the amino acid sequence becomes, so what has changed over here? Let me tell you. THR, PRO, yeah. Well, for, ज़्यादा changes हो गई हैं, एक मिनट रुके। This type of,
मीन्स डबल ग्लू नहीं है, GLU।
so you need to remember कि glutamic acid, GLU is glutamic acid. It's not written here. Just write it with yourself. A glutamic acid is replaced with valine. Glutamic acid is now valine. So if in place of glutamic acid, valine, just one amino acid has been altered and it's now resulting in HbS, which is a sickle cell disorder. It's a disorder of blood. And in this, your red blood cells becomes crescent shape. And eventually, if not a proper treatment has been administered, then the person is going to die. So yeah, you need to remember this, that in HBS, your CTT is replaced by CAT, and just one replacement of this nucleotide base results in the alteration of amino acid, and your glutamic acid, yani the entire chain is correct. Just one amino acid has been changed or it has been altered कि glutamic acid की जगह valine आके लग गया है, and it's going to result in HBS, sickle cell allele of the gene of hemoglobin, and it's a real scenario, it's a real case of mutation. And this type of mutation is called a substitution because just one amino acid has been changed, yani from glutamic acid valine lag gaya hai, and the small difference in the amino acid sequence results in a genetic disease, sickle cell anemia, in individuals with two copies of HBS allele. So this is just it. Just remember the type of mutation because it comes for 1 mark. Sickle cell anemia is a type of mutation, and which type of mutation is this? So you need to write that this is a substitution mutation. That is just a part of your syllabus. इसके अलावा there are many other mutations as well, but you need to just remember substitution. You need to remember the base sequences. You need to remember the amino acids. सही है? And now we have completed this chapter of nucleic acids. Alhamdulillah. Inshallah, on next Saturday, and in the coming Saturday, we'll do past papers of nucleic acids.